Hey guys, welcome to the next video. PekinWoof here, and on this video I'm going to be going over a uh, new series basically, and it's called How I Beat Certain Pro. And right here I'm going against High in this matchup, and I'm going to tell you basically what's going on in my head. And also, normally these games are going to be first person, but unfortunately this game didn't save on my plays.tv. It crashed for some reason. It literally never crashes, so it crashed. So this is going to be from the perspective of just a spectator match, but I turned on Fog of War because I still want it to be shown from at least the map view. So firstly, level 1 is kind of interesting for Azir versus Ryze, and I'm going to show you that actually right now. So I'm going to do something in this matchup called the Phoenix level 1 Azir. So I'm going to pull up a video and I'm going to show you that right now. Alright, so here we are. We're inside of a LCS game, and this is from week 1, day 2. And it is Phoenix, the player, and he's playing the Azir versus Ryze matchup. And this is where I noticed a player use this very well, and he completely crushed Fevivin. And maybe Fevivin just wasn't playing well, or he didn't know that you can do this, because I mean he just crushed him level 1 through 2. So basically, what Phoenix does is on this first wave, when it comes in, he autos as it's coming in. So he autos the melees, and the casters aren't going to reach him yet. So as it's coming in, he's autoing the wave. He doesn't have any risk of getting hit by anything here because the casters are way back here. So as he's autoing the wave, he's going to wait for Fevivin to accidentally step up or step up too far, because Fevivin also wants to push in this matchup. And what happens is he takes an auto attack. And that's actually huge. You shouldn't just be taking an auto attack for free. No trade. He's going to take one creep hit, and it's not a big deal. Even the meteor, I think, hits, so it's even more damage, and Scorch. And then it's going to shift over to something else, but you can see that his health just dipped a little bit more right there. So he took 2 autos already for basically no trade at all. And this is a humongous thing, just going in, and you can get 1 or 2 autos on the very first wave. And this is a huge thing for this matchup because a lot of Azirs play as the wave is coming in, and you allow Ryze to hit the wave with you, and you allow him to basically not get this big chunk that you can get basically for free. On Fevivin's point, he also played bad, and he should have not been up that far in the first place to take the auto attack, because there's an obvious way to counter it. But basically, from this point, he gets a humongous lead and abuses Fevivin during the lane. And this is why I call it the Phoenix level 1 Azir trick, where you do it on the first wave. You can do it on multiple waves, but the level 1 is basically the only time that you really can do it, because no one really steps up to the wave similarly in other waves. So we're back into my game, and basically I'm going to try to do what Phoenix did level 1. And also there's a few other things in this matchup that I'm going to take in consideration, which is I take Presence of Mind on Azir. So I'm going to try to harass him when I reach a new level, like level 2. And then the third thing, Ryze almost always backs on third wave because he starts Mana Crystal. So I know that he's going to back. So as you can see, I'm autoing the wave, and then I'm looking in position to W him if he ever steps up, because I can get a free auto off and he'll either run back. He can also try to trade with me during it, but normally then I can get 2 autos off, and I can actually deal more damage than him doing just an auto in an E with 2 autos myself. So I'm able to get the auto off, so that's really good. And then after that, he steps up, so I get another auto because he trades with me, but it's fine. Tiny trades is good. If you trade too hard in the early game versus Ryze, since he is able to get TP because they take Spellbook, it can be really bad because you get into a situation where you're stuck in lane with no potions and he has 2 potions. So I don't want to overtrade. I want to take short trades that normally go in my favor. But for now, I'm just going to last hit and do my best at keeping the wave relatively even. I don't want to get shoved under my tower. I could possibly freeze under my tower too. But I'm always looking for, as you can see here, more auto attacks, and I'll show you basically what I do during it. So right here, you can see that he's going for a minion, and when you go for a minion, you're going to be within a certain range. So I can't W him here because I'm not in range, but he brings this minion down to killable. So that means he's either going to try E-ing it or autoing it. The next opportunity he has. Luckily, I don't even need to wait for him to do that. I know the range on my W pretty well, so I was able to get an auto off no matter what. And then you can see that he goes for it. And that's for every single creep. So although I don't have range here, he's going to go for this creep. If I had range here, I could auto him during this time, but it's way too far away for me to do. And that's basically the general gist of getting advantage through harass. Like if this was a Cinder, it'd be something different because she can actually Q me while autoing. But since I know that Ryze can't, that means that I can get free harassing. And then I put down a soldier here because he tried to step up on me. So whenever he steps up at me, I put down a soldier, and it will prevent him from coming. I wasn't able to get an auto off on him, but it at least prevented him from getting any damage on me. He's gonna possibly get level 2 before me here, because he's gonna kill this creep, so he gets level 2 before me. So I'm just gonna try to kill a creep and get level 2. I also position myself behind my creeps, you can see this way, because if I ran this way, he could walk up around the back of my creeps and E and then auto me. And I wouldn't be able to get level 2 because I'm not in range to kill these creeps anymore. So I position myself behind my creep, so if he walks up, he's going to be tanking these, and I'm going to reach level 2 with one more auto, so I'm going to trade one auto tech that I could hit on him to get level 2, and then I would be able to trade evenly, so that's why he backed up. So I get level 2, I'm looking for harass because I have presence of mind, so no mana cost right now, but unfortunately he plays super far away, and he is not going to miss any creeps, so I don't get anything out of that presence of mind, but it's okay. You can see that I'm going to do the same thing here. I was looking for damage on him when he walked up for creeps, but unfortunately he used QE, and I didn't expect it at the time, so he played this very well. This was a mistake from me right here. I should not stand so close to my creeps. I could be standing right over here, and then I can trade with him that way, and I can slow him with my Q and possibly run away before he even EQs me. But since I'm in my group wave, I actually take a lot of damage, and this was a really bad trade for me. I tried to actually fix it right here by getting a little bit trade back by just tanking him, because I have my Q and I have to wait for his cooldown to damage me again. And then I mispositioned by walking downwards rather than sideways, which would have dodged that Q. So this was a very, very bad trade for me. I just positioned myself behind my minions just to make sure I don't get any more Q damage. And then I'm just autoing him on the way out. He tries to kill me. It wouldn't kill me, but I burn flash just to make sure I don't take that damage, because I would have gotten low enough to the point that I have to recall, and I have to recall on this wave. That's very bad for me. So I'm just trying to make sure I don't take that much damage. He's also playing very risky style, because I pinged for Rek'Sai a bit earlier before this play happened, but Rek'Sai's going topside. And then if Rek'Sai was here, you can see that Ryze is actually positioning topside, so he would have died 100%, but it's fine. Rek'Sai, I think, gets a kill top lane here. Now, I know that he wants to recall, so I'm just going to let it shove in. I'm not even going to bother harassing him, I think. Okay, I do harass him because I have presence of mind. If I didn't have presence of mind there, I don't... Or, no, that was not presence of mind. That was, mana flow band. So he has to recall, and he wanted to shove in. So it looks like what I actually did with a mana flow band, since I don't really... I have no mana problems right now, is I try to make it so he can't shove in quickly, so it doesn't crash under my tower, and then now that it wasn't shoved in quickly, he's going to recall and TP back. I'm just going to keep on hitting stuff. I don't want to keep this frozen necessarily, because when he TPs back now, he's going to have potion advantage because he starts refillable, and he's going to have mana advantage and health advantage because he's going to be full HP and full mana. And then I have no potions or anything, so he's coming back in the lane, and he's going to be very strong. I have no flash, and then he has no flash, but he swapped his heal for teleport, so he no longer has heal, and that's important to remember. I actually pinged for Rek'Sai to come because I feel that maybe we can get a gank on him, but unfortunately, he plays super hard bot side, and Rek'Sai actually used flash top lane, so that means we can't get anything here. You can see I'm always trying to position myself behind creeps also whenever he comes up to harass me. So whenever Hai comes up and harasses me, you can see that he has to position himself around the creeps. So I get a free auto off right here, and then he's still positioning himself, and then I get one more auto off for free. And maybe he tried to use that on me and used on a minion, but Rek'Sai comes in, he can't really do anything here because he has no flash, and also their jungler is in the river. You can see Sejuani's here. So if he actually went in there, he would have just instantly died. So I'm glad he has that awareness. So I'm just stuck under tower now. I'm in a pretty bad spot, and I'll explain basically what's going to happen. In this situation, I just need to either wait for him to stop pushing, because if he keeps on pushing, I can keep CSing, and I'm pretty safe. He has no flash. I'm not really in the HP range to get dove. And then I either wait for Rek'Sai to come back around, and he can help me, and he can push out with me, or I can actually... I can't really push out myself because of my mana and my HP. If I try to push out myself, he's going to try to harass me. But if I can keep on getting CS under tower and keep this kind of frozen here, that's the best thing for me. So I'm just going to CS the best I can and stay away from his range. Now right here, he tries to harass me and get me even lower, and I have no pot, so I actually burn my cleanse because I'm not going to be using it later. He has no flash, so he can't flash on me, and I burn cleanse. So I actually burn it just to not take damage, because that would have brought me down to like 150 HP. So I would die from like a WEQ if he ever stepped up. And I think that was actually worth it to not take the damage here. And we see Sejuani's on Rek'Sai. I can't help him. I'm not paying attention to that. So I'm just going to be CSing the best I can still. And it's still just harassing this guy whenever I can, even though I'm low mana. Because he keeps on shoving in. And I'll explain after what he could have done, because a lot of people ask that. They're like, you always talk about what you're doing, but what could have he done? Because he's winning right now, I mean. But I get a CS for free, and he can't harass me or anything. I get level 5, so I have presence of mind, so that's why I'm stepping up and looking for harass. And he actually is taking a lot of damage, so now we're actually about equal. The reason why I have a little bit of HP advantage is actually from level advantage. When he levels up, you're going to see he's going to be gaining HP too. I have a decent experience lead, you can see. He's killed all these creeps and he's still not level 5. Because of the TP that he did it kind of late, so he actually missed 2 or 3 creeps, and one of the creeps was a cannon, so... He's level 5 now. You can see I bring the creep down here, so my minions take a little bit longer. And I did this on purpose. So now, it's not going to be directly in the center. It's going to be a little bit on my side now. And now I think that he recalls. And since he is recalling, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to push in because it's my opportunity to reset. I only have a Doran's, and it's basically the best opportunity for me to get a buy-in, because I've been stuck in this situation where I'm in a bad spot, and finally I can get out of this bad situation that I was in from him getting a good TP off. But then I see that he stays right here, so he's actually still inside the lane. So basically, I'm still going to shove in as hard as I can, but it's different now that he's here because I have shove advantage extremely hard. You can see all of my minions are about to, all of his minions are about to die, and mine are still fine. So this means when I finish pushing, I can actually recall, and then by the time he finishes clearing all of this, the next wave comes in. So he's actually going to have a really bad back timer because of this. So that's why I walk over here and I'm going to look for a recall. You can see that in the mid lane, rather than having the minions hit under the tower, he's actually tanking them. So right here, you can see that he's tanking the creeps and taking a lot of damage. And this is when the next wave is coming in. So he was possibly looking to stop my recall, but he took a lot of damage from this. You can see that he's only 300 HP, and I'm like 500 or 450 or something. So I decided to actually quickly cancel my recall because he's actually screwed up his lane because he has no heal, he has no flash, and now I can actually pressure him. So all I'm going to be looking for is a guaranteed Q, which is like, I'm not just going to randomly throw it. I'm not going to walk up and randomly throw it. I'm going to wait for him to walk up to do something before I throw it out. So, once again, the same exact strategy. He's going for a minion. When he's going for a minion, I look to damage him. And I'm able to get a Q and an auto attack off. You always want to try to go for a Q auto attack. If you're able to just get a Q off, it's actually pretty poor. With Azir, you always want to get a Q auto off. So you want to position yourself so you almost always get that. And the meteor hits because he gets slowed. And this actually brings him low enough to kill him right here. I was a bit hesitant on it. I could have done it immediately because all I needed to do was W auto attack, so I could have used my E sooner, but I get a free kill. So basically, I was able to get out of this bad situation, and I'll explain what he should have done. Let's see if I can find it really quick. So as soon as he TPs back, right here, he should shove in the lane, like he is, but he kind of ruined this lane already, because he's not hard shoving it. What you want to do is if you hard shove the wave in, so it resets under my tower. And when I say reset, it means that when the next wave comes, both of the waves, it will come into the direct middle, and then don't push, just last hit. Because that means I have to step up, and I can't, look at my HP, I can't step up versus this guy, I'll get killed probably. But instead he hard shoves me in over and over again, so I get to CS freely under tower. This is a humongous mistake. You can see, okay, so he's going to try to do the hard shove thing, I think. Maybe that's what his plan was, but it just goes super badly for him. Like, he's walking up to harass me here. There's no way that he can harass me. Still getting decent poke in. Unfortunately, this is a cannon wave, too, so the wave that he shoved in on is going to take a while to die here. So since it takes a while to die, that means that this wave, look, this next wave is not in the middle like I want it, or like he should have it. What he wants to do is have it freeze somehow, and he's still hard shoving. So he's using all of his mana too. So it's basically giving me an opportunity where he's going to go because he doesn't have a Doran's. And he's also taking a lot of poke from whenever he walks up to trade with me. Or not really trade, but he looks to harass and I get a little bit of poke on him. And all of this adding up created this really bad scenario for him. So what he should have done is definitely just frozen the wave, and if he did, then it would have been really bad for me because I can't step up and I would probably have to recall. Especially because I have no flash. And if he just runs up with, if he uses E twice on the wave and gets the movement speed and just runs at me to snare me and to harass me, and I'm already lower HP, and if I was like same level as him because there was an opportunity where I was same level, basically that's forcing me to use my E out. So I have to W E out, and it costs 80 mana, and I'll be more So he could have also done that, but yeah, he messed up the lane really poorly. He gets solo killed, and then let's move on from there. I need to shove in this wave. He doesn't have TP. He doesn't have anything to get back in the lane, so I'm going to shove in this wave. And then it was going to go under tower, but the Sejuani is being really nice by not only, this is going to freeze now for him, right here. This is going to freeze. So now my wave is going to slow push towards him so he doesn't miss many creeps, but she also tries to stop me from recalling right here. So I ping immediately, come over here for Xi because I saw that he was nearby. And I want you to think about what you would do as Azir right now. If you look at my mana, I mean, that's already a hint. Many people would mess this up. Even if you saw how much mana I had, I feel a lot of people would mess this up. Right here, if you think about what spells you would you use WQE? Would you use WQ? Would you use your ulti? Like, how would you use your ulti? Would you use your Q at all? Because the correct answer right here is to not use your Q. I didn't use my Q. This was just WE. And look how much mana I have, and then ult. And look at my mana after. If I use Q there, I would not have enough mana for ulti, and she would have 100% not been able to get knocked back like this. So, have to be really aware of your mana costs in any matchup. Whenever I look for all-ins on like any champion, even when I used to play Zed a little bit, I would look at my energy cost, because sometimes when you are not paying attention and you're trying to harass a lot with Q and E on Zed, you don't pay attention to your energy, and then you ulti in, and you don't have enough mana to WQE. Like, it seems like it's a simple thing, but a lot of people don't pay attention to it. And sometimes it gets you big leads. Like this entire thing with me not using Q here gets us another free kill. If I used my Q there, we would have never gotten the kill. Then I just shove in this wave because I don't want it to be frozen, obviously. So I fixed the wave, and now he's going to be behind in CS. And basically I'm in a really good spot. So now I'm just going to zoom back to lane. I ping that Ryze is going bot, so I'm actually just going to shove in really hard here, because I saw that he was bot side, so I get a free shove, and he has to come back and catch this wave. Why am I shoving in hard? It's probably because I want to look for vision right now. I don't want to get ganked by a Sejuani or anything. I also want to place down the pink that I bought. You always buy a pink when you recall. So after I come back in the lane, I know that this guy's flash is back up because my flash is coming back up, and he has spellbook, so his comes up a little bit sooner than mine. My cleanse is coming back up, so I can start playing safe. I still have to wait on my ulti. My ulti is really important to kill Ryze. Before then, I can just poke him. It's kind of hard to kill him, but in this matchup, as Azir, you always just want to look for poke. That's all you can do. You don't want to trade ever by getting snared by him. If you get snared by him, if he just walks up Q, W, E, Q, he actually wins the trade. He gets a shield, he can run out, and you lose the trade. So I actually look for only very short and long range trades, and that's it. I almost always look for an opportunity to poke him when I can, and also that it's guaranteed that I can Q him and auto attack him afterwards. If he ever does come up against me too, I'm going to step behind my minions. So you see that I actually walked backwards there here. It's very, very short. So I missed my Q. It looked like it was supposed to hit, but whatever. I missed my Q. And you can see that he's walking up to trade with me, and I could keep running away, but I actually can trade back here because I have my minions here. And you see what I do is I immediately walk behind my minions. So now he can't Q me, and his Q is the first thing that he levels up. So now when he goes for me, I get one auto attack off, and he snares me, so he EW. It didn't really deal that much damage if you look. And now he has to run behind the minions, so he took an auto attack before the shield came up. So I got 2 autos off, and he got a EW and a Q. Like, it was about an even trade, but he also tanked a little bit of creeps there. And he's also not level 7, so his Q isn't that strong yet. So I actually basically won that trade there. He also is using mana, and I once again have mana regen, and he doesn't through my Doran's Ring. So if there's ever an opportunity where he is going to look for a trade, I'm always going to try to step behind my minions. Now my ulti's coming back up, so that means I can start playing more aggressively here, because I know that I can actually kill this guy. We both have summoners up, but he has no heal because he swapped it for TP and he hasn't swapped it back. I see that Rek'Sai is going topside, and I think that Ryze is going for blue, so I'm actually going to hard shove in. And I'm going to look for either hoping Rek'Sai if they're going to go top, or I'm going to get a deep vision in. Because whenever you hard shove, you don't just sit in the wave and you look for harass, you go do something on the map. So I see that Rek'Sai is top, and I see that Sejuani's bot, so I have no risk of dying here, but I'm going to get a super deep warden on their Raptors, just in case if after that gank bot, Sejuani backs and comes to Raptors. We'll be able to see her during that time. I actually maybe could have saved the board there and done it earlier, or I mean later. So going back to the lane, all I want to do right now is keep even pacing with pushing. because he's gonna go I never try to use my Q unless it's for harass. I just walk up to the wave and I put my soldier so it hits all 3 minions, and it's pretty simple stuff. I'm just gonna keep on pushing, and then he walks up here and he's just running straight at me. So I put down my other soldier, and basically right here, I know that he's looking to trade with me and he's not gonna step back because it seems that he's been playing very aggressive. I'm reading him basically. I'm saying this guy's definitely gonna go in on me, and I still have my Q. I still have everything up. So immediately I Q him, and he's actually casting his W right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna E before he Ws me, because if I E before he Ws me, I'm gonna go into him and I'm gonna get another soldier, because if you hit someone on his ear, you get another soldier. So I actually do that preemptively because I'm gonna get snared while moving. You can see. So I was actually rooted, but I kept moving. So I actually don't lose any distance. And now I get another soldier, so I get the auto attack from 3. You see, now I get the auto attack buff. And now I know that I can kill him very easily. Unfortunately, I make a pretty big mechanical error here. I'm also not using my... Well, I don't have my Q up yet, but I'm always trying to place my soldiers in a position where he has to run away in a bad position. So he's still running away, and I'm going to try to flash an R backwards. And this proves that even though you're challenger doesn't mean you're always going to make a good play. So I mess up, but and that would have hit him 100%. You can see that how late that was. So my flash would have definitely hit, and it would have been a good play. Because he would have definitely died there if that hit, because I can get off one auto, and then when he runs up, I can just Q, because my Q is coming back up, or it is up right now, but I want to use my Q after my ulti. So he flashes, so I'm able to actually still run him down because of how low he is. He still has his ulti, but I just deal too much damage for him to handle. So he dies, I get another kill, and that was all because he played way too aggressively against me and ran straight into my soldiers and didn't respect what my champion does versus him. The Ryze versus Azir matchup is actually very hard for Azir during this point, but because of all these little tiny mistakes that he's making, and then me also abusing them to the fullest extent, is getting him really far behind. Now, he has no flash, and there's going to be one more play that happens. He uses his TP. I just try to get as much damage on the tower. When someone dies, try to do something after it, and if not, then you just reset. But because he TP's back, I'm in this lane again, and I'm stuck here, right? But I see that Vel'Koz is actually coming back, and that's why I pinged Ryze Flash again. I say that he TP'd, and I pinged that he flashed, and that's really important, because now Vel'Koz knows, oh, this guy has no flash, and I'm free because we just took bot tower, it looks like, and now we can go roam somewhere else. So right here, I'm actually playing very aggressive to actually push him into a slot. Once again, I walk on top side, and I've went over this in another video, and when I'm on top side, he wants to go bot side, because he wants to be away from me. I'm winning very hard. He wants to not be near me. And so he's going to run directly into my Vel'Koz. And I was also trying to look for any amount of poke that I could with my auto attack. I didn't get that much off, but I got enough. So Vel'Koz is here, he gets the slow on him, and there's not much that he can do now. He's basically screwed. He actually uses a stopwatch here, and I position myself once again behind someone, because if I position myself here, I can actually die, believe it or not, from EQ auto attack or something. I'm only, looks like 1, 2, 3, 350 HP. So I position myself behind Vel'Koz because you know that he's going to go for me. I'm the only thing that he can do. So he goes for me, but I'm behind Vel'Koz, he can't Q me, and I get another kill. So now he's extremely far behind, and basically I won this laning phase. So that's basically how I beat high. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.